Does anyone else love that they have a husband who has all kinds of tools in the garage? And usually I can go out there and just find what I need to do all these crazy projects that I have in my head. Welcome to the greenhouse. So my project for today are these planters that you have probably seen all over YouTube. I didn't know this was actually a thing until I saw a video, went to my local Dollar Tree, which you know is not actually a dollar anymore, but and bought almost all that they had. Sorry for those of you who are local. But I got 10 of each color. That's about all they had. So I'm gonna make 3 towers, and I haven't figured out where I'm gonna put them yet, but I do have some stuff I want to do to them first, and that's what I'm gonna show you. I got some tools with me. We're gonna go out here in the garden. Oh, hey, look. I've got rhubarb coming up. I can't see it on the screen, but I'm hoping you can see green. Do you see green? It's like barely noticeable. Oh, there it is, right there. There it is. I've got rhubarb coming up. More rhubarb coming up. This was one of those impulse buys. See? You can see it all down through here. Hopefully the chickens don't eat it. Impulse buy. When I bought all those flowers from Menards, they also had rhubarb, which I've tried to grow before. It was not successful. So, yeah. All right. So I came out here because I have 4-inch PVC pipe that's been laying around for forever. And I'm going to make eventually like a gutter to go on the greenhouse, but I'm going to use another piece of it because I don't need all 3. I'm going to use another piece to actually go underneath those planters to raise them up off the ground. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. All right, so I think I decided on this one. This one's a little bit more sturdy. This one is, I don't know, this one's just different. It's thinner. I actually have another one laying over there on the ground as well. I just move them around, seems like all the time. So my plan is to measure about 1 foot off of this, cut it, and I need 3 pieces, and then that's going to go underneath to keep them up off the ground. All right, so I said approximately. That is quite the workout there. So I have 2 more of these to do. So I got those cut. Again, these are not perfect. They're not really cut straight. And so what I'll do is probably put that side on the bottom into the ground and try to rubber mallet these down over into the ground and kind of make them level for the plants to sit on. But this is going to fit over the top of a T-post. I could have used smaller PVC, of course. But this is what I have, so I like to use what I have. But I don't want to use too small of PVC because this is the hole that I'm cutting in the bottom of these. So it would have to be bigger than that for these not to just slip right over the top of it. So I have my husband's hole saw out here, and I'm going to cut all of these and these over here as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut the holes in all of them so they'll be ready to go when I decide to put them somewhere. Next is to punch out, you can see over here I haven't punched these yet, just to punch these out to allow drainage for the plants so they don't just, sit in swampy soil. So we're going to punch all these out. I went ahead and cut all the other colors as well, so now they are all ready to go. So as I mentioned, I was using my Hori Hori knife, but I found this, which I'm pretty sure goes to one of my staple guns, and I have my rubber mallet out here. So I'm just kind of being careful not to smash my finger, but this works out pretty good. They're already kind of perforated, or the plastic is pretty thin right there, so it's pretty easy just to knock them out. Changing tactics. Because I'm pushing them down that way, I'm actually going to have to pull all of those off because the soil is going to push them right back into where I don't want them. So if I put the soil in there, it's just going to push it closed. So these, I'm going to have to go in there and take all these off. But if I do it this way and I take a pair of scissors and I push down on that, it actually just pushes it through, and now it is on the underside and I don't have to worry about taking it off if I don't want to. A little bit less work. Got the T-post set in the ground. I think I'm just going to do one for right now. I'm not really sure where else I want the other two. This one's just going to go here. I'm going to kind of see how it works. Now I do want to show you, I had a hyssop plant right here that's coming back up. And now I have more over here and over here. All the seeds. So once you get a plant, if you can get the seeds, you can have that plant for, well, forever, really. All right, let's see if I can set you somewhere where you can see what I'm doing. So I have this T-post. You're a little crooked, but I think it'll be okay. So let's see here. I don't know that either one of these is really that flat. So my plan is just to slide this right over the top, get it as close to centered around that as possible. That's pretty good. And then I'm just going to slide these over the top. I'm going to see how it works before I fill them with soil. That almost did not work out, but that worked out actually perfect. Like, I don't know if I could do that again. I'm gonna have to make sure I get the same height T-post, because that just came like right to the top here. They fit on there perfectly. I really like that. I like that it's up off the ground. I can plant stuff on the bottom around it, so I really like that. I think I'm gonna go ahead, take the stickers off. I'm gonna go ahead and put some dirt in there, find some flower seeds probably out here. Or some herbs. I guess I could put some herbs in there as well. And let's see what we can find to plant in there. All right, let's see if he'll stay right there. So I've already started adding soil. I'm just gonna finish this off. I do really like this so far on top of the PVC, because I can actually turn this pretty easily if I need to. You know, if a plant isn't getting as much sun as the other ones, which is probably going to be the case. Yeah, I said I could turn it easily, but I guess not. It's not that easy to turn. It was easier when I didn't have all these on there. But at least it is possible to turn it. All right, let's add another one. Got a couple more to put on here or so. And I think 3, maybe. No, we actually have 3 more after this one. All right, there we have it. A little tower planter up on PVC, about 12 inches off the ground. I really like that. I'm glad I did that. I can plant some stuff down there now. So I went ahead and finished with this organic burpee, like raised bed container soil, only because if I plant flowers in here, it's not going to matter if this is not OMRI, whatever you say that, certified, where that Pro Mix is. So if I'm just going to plant flowers in it, I don't want to use that Pro Mix for that. I'm going to save that for anything else that I'm going to try to pot and go with that. So I do have some potting soil in the house that I'm going to try potting some tomatoes and some peppers and some other things that I want to pot. I've got some stuff out that the temperatures just really haven't been steady, warm. They've been going back and forth so much that everything is just really doesn't know what's going on. Unless it was out really early, like the radishes are doing wonderful, and the sugar snap peas have finally caught on, and the beets are doing a little bit better. Potatoes are doing great. But anything that I put out like after the frost, and then we had a frost, and then, or after our frost date, and then we had a frost, they're kind of stunted. They're not really knowing what to do. So I'm not sure what May's garden tour is going to look like. All right, that project is, well, mostly done. I got to go find some seeds and plant those, but you don't have to watch me do that. That's not really going to be that exciting. I'm just going to have to go through my flowers and see what I want to plant. But one important thing is to return tools where you got them. I always like my stuff returned and put it back in my greenhouse, so that's what I'm doing right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you can find some of these planters. Maybe you already have some. If you got any tips you'd like to share, let me know. Be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to be lovely lights today. Oh, bonus content. So here's what I planted. It took me forever to decide, and this is what I got. And I took pictures, and that's how I know, and I'll write them down. That's how I know what I've got in there. Hopefully they do well.